CrackBerry.com.
Hey everybody, Blaze here for CrackBerry.com, and right here in my hand is the BlackBerry Torch 9810. Now what we're going to do today is go ahead and let you guys know everything that you need to know about the BlackBerry Torch 9810 in less than 10 minutes. So that means that we're going to go ahead and have a quick look at the BlackBerry 7 software. We'll take a quick look at the hardware and point out some of the minor cosmetic changes that have been implemented here. So let's go ahead, just quickly jump into the hardware. Now, as you can see on the left-hand side of the device, you do have your micro USB charging port here. If we skip on to the top of the device, you'll see that you have your lock button. You also have your silent button, your mute button up here. Now, a lot of people have voiced some concerns about the lock button, asking whether or not the mechanism for locking the device has actually changed. I can safely say that it has not. If you've experienced issues with your device accidentally unlocking in the past on the 9800, you're going to experience the exact same issues on the BlackBerry Torch 9810. Moving to the right-hand side of the device, you can see that you have your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack up top. You do have your volume up rocker, you have your volume down rocker, and you do have your right side convenience key as well. Moving to the back of the phone, the back of the phone is where you can first see your very first cosmetic change in the device. It comes by way of the battery door. The original BlackBerry Torch 9800 used the grippy, rubbery black battery back door, and the Torch 9810 moved to a more slipperier silver finish back door. But the good news is that the doors are interchangeable. So if you wish to go ahead and purchase a Torch 9800 battery door to use on your 9810, by all means do so. It will actually fit and you don't have to worry about it. So you can just not use the silver one and use this one. Or if you have a BlackBerry Torch 9800 already that you're not going to be using, just go ahead and swap them out. They'll fit. No problem at all. Up top you do have your 5 megapixel autofocus camera. The BlackBerry Torch maintained the autofocus camera from the BlackBerry Torch 9800 series, so you keep that. You also have 720p video recording. Moving back to the front of the device. The front of the device is where we actually see some internal changes. Well, you know what I mean. You can't really see the internal changes, but you actually can in this respect, because one of the internal changes was the display. The Torch 9810 has a 640 by 480 resolution display, 3.2 inches diagonal, maintains 253 ppi, I do believe, versus the BlackBerry Torch 9800, which had a screen resolution of 480 by 360. Now, I'm not entirely too sure how well it translates over video, but the BlackBerry Torch 9810 has a way more vibrant display than the BlackBerry Torch 9800. You can see it on the fonts, you can see it on the colors. Everything that you do on the Torch 9810 just simply looks better than the Torch 9800. 480 by 360 was really a dreadful resolution for the Torch 9800, but that's neither here nor there now as the 9810 has arrived. Basically, with that, continuing on with the internal changes, I guess, you do have a 1.2 gigahertz processor inside. That's over and above the 624 megahertz that was in the BlackBerry Torch 9800. Now, you also get 768 megabytes of RAM in here. You also get 8 gigabytes of internal storage versus the 9800. The 9800 had 4 gigabytes of internal storage, and they gave you a 4 gigabyte SD card to go along with it. Moving to some of the cosmetic changes which may or may not be noticeable to individuals is that the keyboard on here is actually a little bit wider than what is on the Torch 9800. Quite honestly, I don't recognize that it has changed in any sort of way. The keyboard does feel identical to me. It doesn't feel like it's in any way wider or anything like that. When it comes to typing on the keyboard, the keys are good and stiff. They're good, and basically they have good feedback when you actually type on them. Other than the clickiness, I guess you could say, of it, it's a really nice keyboard to go ahead and type on. And over time, the clickiness and the noisiness that is found on the keyboard will go away. Once again, much like the 9800, when I first used the 9800, it was identical and even still is today, kind of a little bit clicky. But overall, if you overuse, you'll be able to go ahead and reduce some of that noise if it does annoy you, or if it feels like you're typing on Tic Tacs or whatever the case may be. The sliding mechanism on here for both devices does essentially feel exactly the same. I really don't think there was any changes in the sliding mechanism. It feels identical, and one's not harder to slide than the other or anything like that. Feels, again, identical. Skipping into some of the software changes that are noticeable with BlackBerry 7, you'll immediately notice that you have a new virtual keyboard on the BlackBerry Torch 9810 versus the BlackBerry Torch 9800. The old style keyboard that was used on the BlackBerry Torch 9800 is it wasn't exactly ideal, but it wasn't exactly bad either. It had a interesting layout, and you're not really going to notice too much difference when you look at the layout itself. A few of the buttons have changed, but it really shouldn't be any learning curve if you're already a BlackBerry Torch 9800 user. I've realized in use that this layout does seem to be a little bit better on the Torch 9810. It does seem like I don't know the word for it. Maybe it's more fitting or more the way that it should be, I guess you could say. The other thing that you'll notice with the BlackBerry 7 software, you get updated icons and stuff like that, but one of the major changes that I'm absolutely positive a lot of people will be happy to see is the capability to go ahead and organize your panels. So if you want your device to go ahead and look like a OS 5 device with no panels at all, you can do that. That's not a problem. If you just want the media panel, then you can do that. That's not a problem at all. You can enable them all, disable them all. You can enable some, enable none, whatever the case may be. You can organize the panels however you do so wish, and that's a nice treatment there. Once we skip on into some more of the software stuff, you'll notice if you go into your options, or let me go into the setup application actually. Let's see, the setup application. You'll notice some additional stuff in here. You'll notice the switch device. Right now you can go ahead and switch your device information via BlackBerry Desktop Manager, but now you can use your media card as well, so you can move all of your information to your media card, pop it out, put it in a new device, transfer the information, provided it's a BlackBerry 7 device, and you're up and running. Or you can use the BlackBerry desktop software as well. Another interesting addition to the BlackBerry 7 software that really is kind of a genius act at this point, the Blackberry Id System. But that Blackberry Id System also goes ahead and works in conjunction with the BlackBerry Protect. And that's the genius portion here, is because BlackBerry Protect is now baked into the OS itself. You don't have anything to really worry about if you don't have to download the BlackBerry Protect application. So provided you actually set it up, then all of your device information is protected from that point on. If you lose your device, you can track it, remote wipe it, switch your device data, all of that stuff. So it really is comforting to know that it's baked into the operating system now. So that's basically it for the BlackBerry Torch 9810. The speed increase with the enhanced processor is absolutely amazing. The motions through pictures and stuff like that is absolutely fluid. I would have loved to seen the QNX transition in the photo application, but it's not present at this point, and that's quite all right. It was just one of those things that I would have liked to seen. But overall, that's it. We'll let you guys decide whether or not the upgrade is worth it to you, I guess you could say. Overall, BlackBerry Torch owners, if you have the Torch now, most definitely recommend upgrading to the BlackBerry Torch 9810 because it is absolutely a worthwhile upgrade. That's it for now. We're going to get the full review of the BlackBerry Torch 9810 up for you guys, and you guys will be able to get all of the information all in one spot for that. That's it. Blaze out. Take care.